Considerations must be made prior to choosing a state to start a business. As a non-US citizen, it may be difficult to find information out there in the web that's accurate and true. In today's video, I am going to talk to you about the 3 hidden considerations to make prior to choosing a state to start a business as a non-US citizen. Hi, my name is Andrew. I'm the managing attorney here at Freedom Through Business, where we help entrepreneurs just like you start your businesses, grow your businesses while staying legally compliant. The purpose of these videos are to provide you with as much clarity and guidance in the beginning stages of starting a business. So if you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, as well as the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos. These videos are for educational purposes only, and so make sure you speak with a professional prior to doing anything. And so with that side note out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the purpose of today's video. Never blindly choose a state without knowledge and information. The first hidden consideration to make prior to choosing a state to start a business as a non-US citizen is taking into consideration whether or not one plans to eventually move to the US. This is quite a common scenario, and I see this on a daily basis. Foreign entrepreneurs wanting to move from overseas to the US. This is quite common. This can be done through a various of ways, but one of the most common ways is through the H1 or E2 work visa applications. By applying for these work visa applications, a non-US citizen is permitted to visit the States in order to work on the business. But what happens if that foreign entrepreneur wants to move to the US full time? They want to be able to bring their entire family from overseas to the US. What happens in this scenario? Say, for example, Adam, who currently lives in Canada, eventually wants to move him and his family to California. He views these plans as long-term. This raises the question, what state should Adam start his business in? Should Adam start his business in a state that's more favorable for foreigners, like Wyoming, Delaware? Or should Adam start his business in the state where he plans to eventually move, California? In this scenario, Adam is going to want to most likely start his business in the state of California. And the reason for this is quite simple. Because Adam plans to move to California, he should start his business there in the first place. There's no point for Adam to start a business in, say, Wyoming. A year passes by and then he closes down that business and opens one in California. That plan just does not make sense. In order to avoid any sort of issues or any sort of business hindrances, then Adam's going to want to start his business off on the right foot by forming his business in the state of California. Because Adam plans to live in California, he will be required to notify the state of California of any sort of business activities that's being done. Because Adam only plans to move to California, a lot of his work will be done in California, which means that he will only have to pay fees connected with California. But if Adam chose to start a business in Wyoming and then 1 to 2 years he plans to then start a business in California, this will lead to additional paperwork, additional fees, and lost time. And so again, a foreign entrepreneur should take into consideration whether or not he or she eventually plans to move to the US. The second hidden consideration to make as a foreign entrepreneur looking to start a business in the United States is they need to take into consideration where a majority of the work will be taking place. Say, for example, a foreign entrepreneur wants to start a consultation business. That foreign entrepreneur lives in Asia and decides to hire 10 employees in the state of Florida. These 10 employees live in Florida. They conduct their consultation services in Florida. Majority of the business work takes place in Florida. In this scenario, what state would be best for this entrepreneur to start his business in? Would it be a favorable state like Wyoming? Or would it be Florida, where a majority of the work is taking place? In this case, this foreign entrepreneur is going to want to highly consider starting his business in the state of Florida, because that is where a majority of the business transactions are taking place. That is where 10 of his employees live. The state of Florida is where all the consultation services take place. This is why this foreign entrepreneur is going to want to consider choosing Florida when starting his business. And the third and final hidden consideration to make when choosing a state to start a business as a foreign entrepreneur is to consider the different filing fees each state offers. If you're not aware, each state's filing fees are different. For example, Wyoming requires a filing fee of $, while Texas, on the other hand, requires a filing fee of $400. Taking this into consideration is crucial, especially if a foreign entrepreneur has a tight budget. If a foreign entrepreneur has a tight budget, then they're not going to want to file and start their business in a state that's extremely expensive. They're going to want to choose a state that is cheaper when it comes to filing fees. And so if you happened to have any questions about anything that I talked about in today's video, make sure you leave a comment down below and we'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. If you happen to enjoy this video, please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, as well as the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos. It's time to invest in yourself. It's time to rise.